Hey, ready to wrap? No, not that kind of wrap. We're talking about Taco Bell's new great-tasting menu items, the fajita wraps. And these great new tastes are gonna add a new category of food for our guests. We'll have tacos, burritos, and now wraps. And here they are, the new steak, chicken, and veggie fajita wraps. We like to think of them as the top-of-the-line, undisputed king of menu items. But we figured fajita wraps was a little easier to say. They're gonna become a favorite for those guests who are looking for something with a whole new level of taste and quality.
Fajita wraps add a whole new level of taste and quality to our menu, along with a new signature fold. We feel so confident that our guests will love this new fajita wrap, we're offering a taste great guarantee. If the guest is not completely satisfied with their fajita wrap, they may return the item for their money back. To make sure we deliver a quality product, you need to store and prepare ingredients correctly, portion your ingredients correctly, and fold these new products correctly.
This new fold must be used for the fajita wraps. You should continue to use the one-end fold for all burritos. These fajita wraps are a whole new level of quality and taste that's going to keep our guests coming back.
Let's talk about the new storage procedures.
There are several new ingredients used to prepare the new fajita wraps. These new ingredients are grilled steak, roasted fajita vegetables, fajita sauce, and you will also see a new and improved rice seasoning and grilled chicken.
We also have 2 new foil wraps used only for fajita wraps.
The other items you need include the 3-cheese blend, tomatoes, and, of course, the 10.5-inch flour tortilla.
Making sure you can prepare a quality product starts with ensuring your food is delivered to your store at the correct temperature and stored within the approved procedures. Before putting the products in the freezer, check the temperature of the frozen food items. Use the temperature probe to check the steak, chicken, and the fajita vegetables. Make sure the temperature is at or below 15 degrees. Document the temperature on the invoice. The steak, chicken, and fajita vegetables should be placed in the freezer immediately. The fajita vegetables are never thawed before cooking and never stored in the walk-in cooler. Before cooking steak and chicken, they need to thaw in a covered bus tub. Do not place more than 8 bags of meat in a covered bus tub. Store in the walk-in for at least 12 hours for chicken, 24 hours for steak, but no more than 4 days. The cases of rice seasoning, fajita sauce, and flour tortillas are stored in the dry storage area. Again, be sure to write the delivery date on the box. In summary, the first step in being able to prepare great-tasting, high-quality fajita wraps starts with proper storage. Let's look at the preparation of ingredients. Remember, before beginning to work with any food, wash and sanitize your hands. This includes any time you go from a non-food handling task to a food handling task.
Let's prepare the individual raw ingredients so we can get them on the line and begin making the fajita wraps.
The grilled steak will need to thaw for 24 hours and the grilled chicken for 12 hours in the walk-in before it can be used to ensure the quality of the product. If you are using a rethermalizer, check to make sure the water is at least 195 degrees. The use of the rack is mandatory to cook the fajita ingredients. Hold the rack so that the hooks are facing you, then open the side latches. Place the ingredients on the hooks of the rack and puncture through the bag. This will release the excess air. Make sure the product is all at the bottom of the bag. Close the rack and slide the latches toward the top of the rack and lock them together. Place the rack into the water and press the cook button to start the cook timer. The steak will cook for 30 minutes. The chicken and fajita vegetables cook for 15 minutes. When the timer begins beeping, remove the rack from the water. Using a fry glove, open the rack and remove the bag from the hooks. Use the digital thermometer to immediately check the temperature of the contents of the bag. Fold the bag over the thermometer. The steak, chicken, or fajita vegetables must be at least 165 degrees. If it is not, place the bag on the rack and continue cooking for an additional 5 minutes. When the temperature of the steak, chicken, or fajita vegetables is at least 165 degrees, use safety scissors to open the bag and pour the product into a clean and sanitized 1/6 pan. Do not use a false bottom for steak because you want the steak or chicken to remain tender and juicy. For the veggies, use a false bottom in the 1/6 pan to allow the vegetable to drain while on the line. Cover the pan with a lid and mark the hold time on your hold time chart. And remember, there is no carryover for steak and vegetables. To prepare fajita sauce, first make sure you have clean and sanitized squeeze bottles. If this is a new bottle, make sure you cut above the score closest to the tip to ensure proper portioning. Check the date on the box, the expiration date on the bag. Take 1 bag of sauce from the box. Cut the corner of the bag with safety scissors and pour the sauce into the plastic squeeze bottle. Be sure to empty the entire plastic bag of fajita sauce into the squeeze bottles, not leaving any sauce in the bag. Using a marker, write the hold time on the bottle of the fajita sauce you are going to use. Remember, the fajita sauce has a shelf life of 48 hours in the walk-in or reach-in refrigerator and 6 hours on the front line. You can carry over the fajita sauce. Start by writing the remaining time on the bottle and store it in the reach-in or walk-in refrigerator. The carryover fajita sauce must be used first on the following day. Never mix new fajita sauce with old fajita sauce.
Now let's look at preparing the new rice seasoning.
To begin, add 6 ounces of rice to a 1/6 pan. Add 1 packet of rice seasoning. Mix with a wire whisk. Add 1 1½ ounce packed scoop of shortening. Then 16 ounces of boiling water. Mix the ingredients with a clean, sanitized rubber spatula. Cover with a flat lid and place the 1/6 pan in the bevel's heated cabinet for 30 minutes or on the line to rehydrate. Hold times on the line are 3 hours for steak, 2 hours for chicken, and 1½ hours for veggies. Remember, there is no carryover for steak or veggies.
It's all important stuff. And you will have a job aid to help you remember everything.
Let's do a recap. By placing all of the ingredients in their proper place and using the hold time chart to monitor hold times and following the carryover procedures in detail, you will be making sure our guests are getting a high quality and great tasting safe product. Let's now look at proper portioning and placement.
Let's start by looking at the menu item builds.
We have the new line of fajita wraps, steak fajita wrap, chicken fajita wrap, and the veggie fajita wrap. Before we do anything, remember, prior to handling any food, you must always wash and sanitize your hands. This crew has great speed of service, so we're going to have to slow them down so we can see how the different fajita wraps are prepared. To prepare the steak fajita wrap, first remove the fajita wrap foil and place a 10½ inch flour tortilla on the foil wrap. Inspect the tortilla to make sure it is moist and not dry and cracked. Portion 1 level scoop, which is 1½ ounces of rice, across the center of the tortilla. Using the new blue steak spoodle, stir the steak, then scoop the steak. Shake it gently to make a level scoop, then tap to drain. Place the steak across the rice. Let's watch that steak portioning again, step by step. Stir. Start by stirring the steak with the spoodle. Scoop the steak and bring the spoodle straight up. Shake the spoodle to level so that you have the correct portion, 1½ ounces of steak. Tap the spoodle to drain. Then place the steak across the rice. Do not lift the spoodle up against the side of the pan. This packs the steak and causes overportioning.
When making a chicken fajita wrap, be sure you portion 1.5 ounces of chicken over the rice, which is 1 level spoodle. From this point on, the chicken and steak fajita wraps are made in a similar manner, so we'll follow the rest of the preparation watching the steak fajita wrap.
Add 1 level scoop, which is 3/4 of an ounce of fajita vegetables, over the steak. Continue the process by adding 3 squirts of fajita sauce from the plastic bottle, making 3 passes across the vegetables. Using the 2-finger and thumb method, add 1/2 ounce of the 3-cheese blend and 1/2 ounce of tomatoes over the sauce.
That was the preparation for the steak and the chicken fajita wrap. Now let's look at the veggie fajita wrap.
The veggie fajita wrap is made in a similar fashion as the chicken and steak fajita wrap. Portion 1 level scoop of seasoned rice across the center of the tortilla. Then add 3 level scoops of vegetables, which is 2¼ ounces of vegetables. Then continue making the fajita wrap as you did with the steak and chicken. If the guest orders a supreme version, add 3/4 ounce of sour cream over the sauce, which is 1 squirt of the sour cream gun. Add an additional 1/2 ounce of tomatoes for a total of 1 ounce. Do not place the bottle on the steam table or the fajita sauce will separate and not taste good. When it comes to making the fajita wraps, you have to be consistent in your ingredient portions and you have to spread those ingredients across the center of the tortilla.
Our guests are expecting a high-quality product. We don't want to let them down. Now let's fold the fajita wrap.
First, fold the fajita wrap by positioning the product so that the ingredients run left to right across the tortilla or are parallel with the direction of the taco rail. Fold the left and right sections inward, measuring 3 fingers width toward the center. Fold the bottom of the tortilla up toward the top and seal the product into the wrap. Roll the bottom of the product up to the top to achieve the completed fajita wrap. Place the product diagonally on a foil flat wrap. Fold the bottom of the wrap to the top and pull. Fold the side corners of the wrap into the center. Roll the bottom of the wrap up to the top to completely wrap up the product.
Let's watch this fold again. Be sure that the fajita wraps are the only products in the store that are folded this way. This fold lets our guests know the difference between the fajita wraps and the burritos.
Position the foil wrap so that the product name is at the top of the wrap. Be sure to fold both ends of the wrap inward. This wrap indicates the fajita wrap is a steak fajita wrap. This one can be identified as a chicken fajita wrap. And this one is a veggie fajita wrap. The total weight of the steak, chicken, or veggie fajita wrap should be 8 ounces plus or minus 1/4 ounce. A steak, chicken, or veggie fajita wrap supreme should weigh 9¼ ounces plus or minus 1/4 ounce. In summary, folding the fajita wrap correctly is important to help our guests tell the difference between a burrito and the new fajita wraps.
Now that we've made these great tasting, high quality fajita wraps, we need to be able to tell our guests about them. Every crew member should know the ingredients in each fajita wrap and be able to answer any guest's questions.
What's the difference between a burrito and a fajita wrap?
Our fajita wraps offer our guests a whole new level of taste and high quality ingredients here at Taco Bell. Would you like to try one?
I hear you guys have a satisfaction guarantee on your fajita wraps. What is that?
Well, we know you're gonna like our new line of fajita wraps, but if you don't, we're offering a taste great guarantee. You could either get your money back.
Knowing as much as you can about the fajita wraps will prove to be very helpful when guests have questions. Remember the most important things: proper ingredient storage and preparation, accurate portioning, and the fajita fold are the critical elements that will help ensure quality.
We can assure that we're delivering a high-quality menu item that is bound to become a favorite for our guests. Looks like that about wraps it up. Now you're ready for action. You've got the information that you need to help make our new fajita wraps a tremendous success. Go get them. In our effort to continuously look for ways to improve our operation here at Taco Bell, we've developed the new beef portioning tool.
Today, over half of our tacos are not portioned correctly. Most of these are underportioned, which means we're serving a lot of air tacos. In the end, this increase in quality and consistency will mean an improvement in overall guest satisfaction, which is something that we're always focusing on. Steamers already using this tool are finding that they don't have to worry about the handle being too hot, making it easier to pick up and use. There are two types of beef portioning tools, a right and a left-handed version. Crew members in our test markets have also told us that the motion required for using the tool is different than a pie knife, but easy to learn after a little practice. They know they'll get the right portion every time. Remember, no more pie knife. Your management team will coach you so you can consistently use this new tool correctly. Once the official implementation has begun, managers should make sure the beef portioning tool is used all the time without exception. Explaining why it is so important to the crew will help make implementing the tool much faster, and crews will use it consistently.
The new beef portioning tool is a great improvement over the current pie knife that we use. Getting my steamers used to it took a couple of weeks of constant supervision from myself and my managers. First, we explained to them the importance of the new beef portioning tool. Then we followed up by making sure that the beef portioning tool was being used on a daily basis. This sure paid off. It made our guests happy because the portionings were correct.
Your crew members will come to agree that the new beef portioning tool has some incredible benefits. By reducing air tacos, we're guaranteeing our guests are going to be happy with a consistently portioned taco. So let's get rid of those pie knives used with our beef, and let's start and continue to use the new beef portioning tool from now on.